It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school volleyball, featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage is being brought to you by the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Rocks Local Markets, Parsons Ford, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Bechtel Jewelers, CMA Honda of Winchester, Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Orsini's Home Store, the Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Modern Realty Results, and the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Now let's send it out to our broadcasters for tonight's coverage.
Good evening from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for West Virginia High School EPAC Volleyball. Colin McLaughlin here alongside Nick Verzolini as we are presented by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call them at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue right here in Martinsburg. As the Bulldogs host the Hedgesville Eagles tonight, as we're getting close to JV action at 6 o'clock. Freshman action will also be going simultaneously to our left, but we'll focus on the JV match. Varsity will follow, and Nick, it should be a good one.
Yeah, just excited to see this Martinsburg team for the first time this year. Obviously, Hedgesville has been one of the premier programs in the EPAC when it comes to high school volleyball. Martinsburg got a big win the other day. They won in 5 over Spring Mills, who we kind of thought might be that team that emerges as the third team in the EPAC. But with Martinsburg winning, maybe this program now is starting to build back up, build that confidence, and it should be a pretty good match. Anytime Hedgesville, Martinsburg take the court or the field in any sport, you're expecting it to be close. You're expecting it to be a highly competitive match or game. So I'm excited for it, Colin, and to see the Bulldogs for the first time this year. What are they bringing on each end? Of course, we have a sister versus sister matchup in the varsity game, Bishop versus Bishop. We got Dylan Bishop back in the studio. No relation there, but there's Bishops all over the place, Colin, and it should be really intriguing to see that, because how often do you see sisters on opposite teams?
That's true. As we look at Martinsburg on the varsity side, they're 4-3-1 on the season, with wins over Washington and Spring Mills in the Eastern Panhandle, and a loss to Jefferson as they were swept on September 5th by the Cougars. So 2-1 in the EPAC, 4-3-1 overall. First meeting against Hedgesville tonight, who comes in 9-3-1 on the season. And we just saw Hedgesville. Yes, it was sloppy, but they were still able to get the 2 wins against Grace Academy and Washington on Tuesday.
Well, I think that Grace Academy team was probably better than we anticipated them being, considering that it's just a smaller school, and you don't really expect smaller schools to be competitive with EPAC schools, but they were honestly really good. So even though Hedgesville struggled with them in one of those sets and then kind of dominated them in the second set, I still think it was a pretty good try match for Hedgesville. Just really had one bad set. Other than that, this team played pretty much to the level we expected to play at. Maybe a few things here and there, though. This season they've had some offsets, and it's a pretty young team. So, all that being considered, I think that makes some sense, Colin, that we're going to see this team go through some growing pains. They had an injury, of course, to one of their better players as well. So anytime you're dealing with changes in the rotation, young players, you're going to have moments where your team does not look the best. But overall, I still think this is a really talented team, really well-coached team, and they'll be very competitive throughout the year and get better as the year goes on.
And then on the Martinsburg side of things, it's Mike Nelson's 3rd year as the head coach of the Bulldogs, as he's really been trying to build this program as much as possible through the freshman ranks, getting people into the program and trying to become one of those top teams to be competitive with teams like you get to see tonight in Hedgesville and later down the road against Musselman. But let's step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll give you the JV rosters for both Hedgesville and Martinsburg. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as we are 4.5 minutes away from junior varsity volleyball between the Hedgesville Eagles and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Colin McLaughlin here for TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop back at the studio. No Jim Klein this week. He's still down in Myrtle Beach enjoying the final few moments of summer before having to come back for fall and help us out with the rest of the volleyball season. But let's now get tonight's rosters, starting with the visiting Hedgesville Eagles. You have number 1, Addison Groves, number 2, Brianna Ryder, number 3, Riley Lamb, number 4, Alexis Branner, number 5, Ella Cogswell, number 6, Zoe Alwyn, number 8, Ashlyn Camby, number 9, Grace Lathwell, number 10, Bailey Marshall, number 11, Ariana Walters, number 12, Chloe Hudson, number 13, Jillian Sykes, and number 14, Madison Elliott. Now for the Martinsburg Junior Varsity lineup, you have number 4, Diem Bajent, number 7, Abigail Rupenthal, number 12, Lydia Leinberg, number 14, Michaela Hess, number 15, Mackenzie DeLeon, number 16, Preslyn Heidel, number 22, Yaya Teasley, number 24, Maya Williams, number 25, Amaya Mott, number 28, Megan Kelso, number 30, Savannah Mallett, and number 31, Penelope Curtis. That's both teams warming up in front of us, as you can see. It will be Martinsburg, I believe, in the gray, is in the white there is the varsity Martinsburg Bulldogs that you see on the court. To the right over on the bench is Hedgesville's JV team. They are also in the white with the gold sleeves, but Martinsburg in the gray uniforms on the far side of the court. Let's take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have set number 1 in the best 2 out of 3 between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
The Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results believes buying a new home requires a dedicated team that cares about your needs and concerns. Our experienced team is from the area, and we care about this community because it is our home as well. Whether it's a $30,000 home or a $3 million home, we will be hands-on and invested throughout the entire process. Thinking of buying or selling in West Virginia? We've got the tri-state area covered.
WVU Medicine is pleased to announce that robotic-assisted total hip and knee replacement with the new Zimmer Biomet ROSA is now offered right here in the Eastern Panhandle at both Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. The information provided by the ROSA results in more precise and accurate hip and knee replacements than ever before. WVU Medicine is proud to offer this technology and be a leader in orthopedic surgery in the Eastern region. For more info, call 304-725-BONE.
Horn sounds at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Warm-ups have concluded, that means, so it's time for junior varsity volleyball action inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse between the Bulldogs and the visiting Hedgesville Eagles. Again, junior varsity action first, freshman action to our left. We'll try to keep you updated on the score for that as best as possible, but focused on the JV match on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube for now, and then after that will be varsity action between Martinsburg and Hedgesville, as both teams break the huddles and come out to the court. Again, it is Martinsburg in the gray uniforms on the far side of the court, Hedgesville in the white uniforms to the near side of the court.
Yeah, at least it's not like the other night when, I mean, you mentioned how the varsities were kind of wearing the same as the JV, but the other night everybody was in blue, so that was kind of confusing.
Just a little.
I mean, volleyball, it's not like it's, basketball or football when the ball is changing hands in terms of mid-play.
Right, and there's people that are mixed in with one another on the same side.
Yeah, so as long as you're able to remember which side each team is on, you shouldn't have any issues.
That's true.
Which isn't something that's that hard to remember, I would hope. But Hedgesville, Martinsburg, again, big rivalry. Schools are like less than 10 miles apart, so it should be fun here, Colin. Excited to see what the Hedgesville JV has done to improve since the last time we saw them, and of course this Martinsburg JV team.
Right,
what do they have this year?
Fully get to see the Hedgesville JV team on Tuesday because of the tri-match. We focused on the varsity, but we're underway as the serve by Lamb over to the Martinsburg side. And an overpass by Hedgesville to set up Martinsburg's attack again. They try to go to the far side over for Abigail Rupenthal. It hit the antenna, and they give the point to Martinsburg to start things off. They lead 1-0. And now it looks like we're going to have a timeout call. Pause in the action over to our left. Coach Mike Nelson of the varsity team making sure that the step ladder and for the up official is properly secured. So for safety measures, that's a good thing.
I would say so, yeah.
And now we have an issue with the scoreboard. It looks like as they now put the score up, it's 1-0 Martinsburg.
Got some different officials here tonight.
Yeah, we do. The serve from Hess, sent over by Hedgesville, and another attack by Rubenthal. Another overpass, and Martinsburg makes Hedgesville pay. It's now 2-0.
Yeah, good job by Martinsburg. Looked like that was Kelso on that one. Just found a perfect spot in the Hedgesville defense to place that ball.
And the serve from Michaela Hess of Martinsburg goes over and out of play. That is a point for Hedgesville to make it 2-1.
You'll take that, though. I mean, she put the ball, of course, onto their side of the net, just hit it a little bit too hard. So
Groves will now serve. Groves with a line drive to the libero, and the first touch by Penelope Curtis goes nowhere. It's an ace for Hedgesville to make it 2-2.
We'll see what Groves can do. Obviously, she's a player that plays both JV and varsity.
Groves again attacks Curtis. Curtis with the pass for Hess. Hess sends it over for Williams, I believe that was. No, that was Kelso. Kill attempt by Teasley goes out of play. It's another point for Hedgesville as they now lead 3-2. Groves right down the middle with her serve. Back line down ball. The kill goes out. It's a point for Martinsburg. So it's now tied at 3-3.
Yeah, even though Martinsburg gets a point, good swing from Hedgesville and a nice serve from Groves. I don't know if that was her intention, but just a line drive barely over the net.
Low serve over. Now a free ball sent. Good spot of the free ball. We'll see if Martinsburg can get the point, though. Hedgesville keeps it alive. Now just a tap over. And another free ball over to Hedgesville. A spike goes into the net from Bailey Marshall. It's a point for Martinsburg. They now lead 4-3.
Pretty similar to the last one. You are seeing Hedgesville get some better passes early in the match. It seems like Martinsburg struggling a little bit with their passes, but they're in the lead, obviously, so we'll see how that continues.
Rubenthal with a serve into the Hedgesville bench. It's now 4-all.
It seemed like she mistimed her hit there.
Now serving for the Eagles is the libero. And Ryder. And Ryder's serve goes into the net. It's a point for Martinsburg. They now lead 5-4.
Early on, it seems like for both these teams, kind of just trading mistakes. Not a whole lot of points have been earned. And there's another error.
That's another point for Hedgesville. It's now 5-5. The libero for Martinsburg will come in as on to serve for Hedgesville is Bailey Marshall. Marshall with a bullet to the back middle side for Rubenthal and a free ball sent by Martinsburg. Close overpass and they punch it over. It's on the line and in. And that kind of a lucky break for the Eagles. They make it 6-5.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I didn't think that was going to get in for Hedgesville, but it worked out, so they'll take it, obviously.
Marshall to serve again. That goes short. A deep free ball to the corner. That's where you like it if you have to send one over. Almost a block by Bajent. Martinsburg keeps it alive, and it goes into the net.
It might have been into the net.
Point for Hedgesville. And make it 7-5 Eagles. Marshall to serve. Put into the middle. That off the net. And it's a point for Martinsburg. Martinsburg says it was a roof, but I couldn't really tell from my angle. Could you, Nick?
It looked like it hit the net. I didn't think anybody on Martinsburg made contact, but they did go up and contest. So they might have. From my angle, it looked like it was net to me, but.
So that makes it 7-6. Hedgesville up by 1. Serving Savannah Malott of Martinsburg. Ryder set up by Marshall and sent over by Lathwell. Again to Lathwell. Blocked by Bajent, and the point goes to Martinsburg. We're now tied at 7.
Yeah, Bajent again at the net, contesting, and she's done that a few times, and she has solid height, so that helps this Martinsburg front line.
Malott to serve. A long pass back and forth, and a down ball sent to the back, and it's a point by Hedgesville's Ryder. They now retake the lead at 8-7. Over at the freshman game, quick update in set number 1. It is Martinsburg 8, Hedgesville 4. Now serving Slathwell for Hedgesville. Bajent will send the free ball over. That kind of spreads out Hedgesville. Martinsburg ends up with the point to make it 8-8.
Yeah, Hedgesville looked a little dysfunctional there after that free ball went over.
An overpass. And it's just quickly sent over by Malott. Malott keeps it alive, and an overpass to Hedgesville. Marshall behind her for Lamb. Lamb sends it over. And this appearing to be a good volley, and the block originally by Bajent, but it stays on Martinsburg's side, falls to the floor. Point Hedgesville now leads 9-8.
Yeah, some better passes there, it looked like, between the two teams. Bajent going up for the block, couldn't get it back over the net, though.
Hard serve by Branner. Branner dives for it, and Marshall quickly just hits that one over instead of into the net. That off the basketball hoop, and because of it, kind of came down quicker than intended. So now it's 10-8 Hedgesville.
Nine to 6 in the freshman game. Martinsburg on top.
Yep, as Hedgesville just made it 9-7, so they're starting to come back a little bit. Branner serve, kind of knuckles. Bajent has to send a free ball over to Hedgesville. Can be too far. Point Martinsburg. It's Hedgesville 10, Martinsburg 9. Now DM Bajent will serve. Her serve miss hit by Brianna Ryder. We're now tied at 10.
Good competitive match here early on, Colin.
This best 2 out of 3, and Bajent's serve goes into the net, gives the point to Hedgesville. Retakes the lead now at 11-10.
But it does seem like the errors are really hurting both sides. Like to see a little bit more consistency from these two teams in terms of their offense.
Lamb with a long serve to the back line of Martinsburg. And the attack across the court. And they'll say that that went off the net, not over, so it's a point for Martinsburg, and we're tied back up now at 11.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I was just kind of waiting for the whistle there, and we got one eventually.
A good call by the down official to our right. There's some subs checking in for the Bulldogs. And on to serve will be Michaela Hess. Hedgesville going to have to send a free ball. It goes deep. And that'll force Martinsburg to send one, but it's an error by Rupenthal. Hedgesville retakes the lead now at 12-11. On the freshman side, Hedgesville's made it a 1-point game. It's still Martinsburg in the lead, but it's at 11-10. So 2 competitive set ones in action right now. It's the serve from Groves, just barely over the net. Now deflection up front by Walters. A dump over to Martinsburg. That into the net. It's a point for Martinsburg to tie it up at 12, but that, to me, looked very close to Teasley being in the net. I thought she touched it, but no call. Definitely something to keep an eye on as the serve from Rupenthal goes over. And now Hedgesville gets called in the net. As they say, Walters was in the net, so Martinsburg has its lead now at 13-12.
Yeah, I feel like that was an easy call to make there on that play.
Free ball sent to the Bulldogs. And that off the basketball hoop and rolls down right in between.
If it goes through
Walters
the hoop, do you get 2 points?
And Ryder. No, they were behind the arc. That should have been 3, but it didn't go through. It just rolled next to the rim and down. Almost paused on the hoop. It's 14-12, now 14-13 as some miscommunication on the Martinsburg side now gives the point to Hedgesville, who trails by 1.
Wonder what happens if it gets stuck up there.
Pause it, bring it down, and redo it, I think.
That's no fun, Colin.
That's how it goes. Just like in basketball if it gets stuck. This one off the rafters, and that's a point for Hedgesville. We're now tied at 14.
Thought maybe they'd make you climb up there and go get it. Or jump up there.
No, thank you. Ryder serve. Goes to the opposite libero and Curtis. That's Heidel off the tape. An overpass, and it's a point for Martinsburg, who now leads 15-14. It's now Yaya Teasley to serve. Teasley with a long serve to the back line for Groves. That blocked by Bajan, but she gets tooled. It's a point for Hedgesville. And we're again tied this time at 15-15.
Yeah, we'll see if Marshall can get something going here. She's consistently been one of the better players for the Hedgesville JV.
Heidel skill to the back. Groves, Marshall. Near the middle over the block. Branner. Bajent sees the space and capitalizes for Martinsburg, who now leads 16-15. Back and forth we go here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse.
Yeah, it's anybody's set right now, Colin.
It really is, as Martinsburg goes back to the bench to sub in some people, as now Malat to serve.
It just seems like one of these teams going to eventually get the consistency going, and that could be the difference.
Marshall sent over to Lamb. Lamb back to Curtis. Bajan sends the free ball, and it's just out. Point Hedgesville. And again, we're tied, 16-16.
Good job by Groves to watch it all the way to the line. Like you said, Colin, before, it's like a puppy. You got to watch it all the way out.
Can't let it go in.
Right. I wonder if I can come up with my own Colin McLaughlin analogy tonight.
I believe in you. Bajan sends a free ball. That over the block. And a point for Hedgesville, who retakes the lead. It's now 17-16. Now we have a pause as the ball from the freshman side trickles over to the JV side. It's now 16-12 over in the freshman game. Martinsburg in control.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm sorry. I'll let you next time. Lamb blocked by Bajent. Point Martinsburg at 17-17.
Bajent's done a good job of contesting at the net. She's definitely made things difficult on Hedgesville when they've had some decent offense with the setups. Bajent's been there a lot of the time to disrupt that.
This time Hedgesville goes over the block, but it's kept alive, and a free ball will be sent over. Again, they go to Canby. And it's a point for Hedgesville, as they say it was deflected by Martinsburg before going out. So the last touch give Hedgesville the point. It's now 18-17 Hedgesville. Branner's serve set by Martinsburg, and Rupenthal gets the point for the Bulldogs. And here we are at 18 all. Will anybody break away from the other? So far, it's been no.
Stay tuned and find out.
Bajent with the long serve, an overpass at the net, just punched over by Marshall. This one is a point for Martinsburg. They now lead 19-18.
I think the good thing right now, though, Colin, is that the teams are getting their points not on, little mistakes by the other team.
Right as you say that, Bajent hits it into the net. It's now 19-19. That's what happened last time for her as well. First one went over. Second one went into the net.
Yeah, and I wasn't laughing at her. I was just laughing at the fact that I said that.
That you jinxed it, and now the beast is going to find you.
Well, I really hope not.
It's the beast under your bed, your closet in your head.
I feel like the beast and I are on decent terms, at least.
Not now. That was a point for Martinsburg, who now leads 20-19.
Yeah, it was back-to-back service errors, I believe. So both teams were struggling to get it over the net.
I feel like you didn't appreciate my Enter Sandman.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I think I just didn't really get it.
Okay. It's another point for Martinsburg. They now lead 21-19, and a timeout will be called by Hedgesville. We'll take the 30-second break with them. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 30 seconds.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. 21-19 in set one of the best 2 out of 3. Martinsburg leads Hedgesville in JV action.
19-17, Martinsburg leading Hedgesville in 9th grade action.
Hedgesville sends it over to Martinsburg. Curtis, free ball sent by Rupenthal. Strider. Reaching back and letting it go is Canby. It's a point for Hedgesville after a missed pass by Martinsburg. Goes too close to the net. They couldn't get it over. So now it's 21-20. Checking in for the Eagles, and on to serve now is Addison Groves, trying to tie things up. Groves might be able to do so, and does. That's an ace for Hedgesville. Make it 21-21. That was just a bullet.
Yeah, and again, that's what you expect from Groves. She gets a little bit of varsity time, so another timeout call.
Timeout will be called by Martinsburg. Let's keep it here, as both JV and freshman matches are currently tied. It's 21-21 here in JV. Over at freshman, it's 19-19. So Martinsburg and Hedgesville, 2 rivals.
Yeah, what else would you expect, honestly? I mean,
I just hope it means that we're in store for a great night of varsity action as well.
should be, right? Martinsburg, Hedgesville.
Timeout concludes quickly as Groves to serve for Hedgesville. We'll see if Martinsburg's timeout was effective or not. When Hedgesville called the timeout at 21-19, it was effective. Martinsburg's timeout works as Grove's serve goes into the net to make it 22-21 Martinsburg. It's now to serve for the Bulldogs is Abigail Rupenthal. Sends it to Ryder, set by Lamb. This time they go to Marshall instead of Lathwell. Curtis. Set for Teasley, and Teasley will send it into the bleachers. Point Hedgesville are now tied at 22. So we get closer to 25, which is what you need to reach to win a set. However, you have to win by 2. This. Teasley sending it over. Marshall. Beautiful job by Rupenthal for Martinsburg to keep things alive. And a free ball sent by Hedgesville. Martinsburg has to respond with a free ball as well. Lathwell, free ball. Both teams just sending free ball after free ball.
Good volley.
Nobody capitalizes, though. It's a lengthy volley, but I don't know if good is maybe the right term. But Marshall capitalizes with a roof.
Yeah, I guess neither team was really getting a whole lot of offensive production there at the end of the volley. Martinsburg does, but Hedgesville blocks, gets the roof, and now this point, really a big one.
23-22, Hedgesville. Heidel. Out of play. Point for Hedgesville, who now leads 24-22. So it is set point here for the Eagles. Libero Brianna Ryder to serve. Serve to Rupenthal, and it goes off her hands into the bleachers. Points Hedgesville as they're able to take set 1 over Martinsburg by a score of 25-22. So they now control 1-0 in this best 2 out of 3. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break, then be back for set number 2. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Welcome you back to the Martinsburg Field House as Hedgesville takes set 1 over Martinsburg, 25-22 in JV action. Over on the freshman side, thriller going on as well in set number 1. Hedgesville now has the lead at 24-23, and their serve.
Yeah, coming out of a timeout, Colin, so we'll see if they can get it over. They do.
It's an overpass.
Good block.
So we wait for JV action here. So this is a really good volley.
Yeah, this is intense right
freshmen.
now.
Yeah.
Hedgesville setting it up.
So we'll make sure that you guys can see it as well. And that's a point for Hedgesville, so they get set 1 on the freshman side as well. We'll try to reset the camera for you for JV action. So it will be Martinsburg serving first in set 2. Serving first for the Lady Bulldogs, it looks like, will be Michaela Hess.
All right, set 2. You think hopefully it will be a cleaner set number 2, Colin. It felt like a lot of service errors in that first set were just little mistakes. And you're going to get that at this level. This is JV. It's about getting better ultimately. You know, whether you win or lose doesn't matter too much. I mean, obviously you want to teach the girls to win. I think that's important in every sport. Teach winning, even if that's not necessarily your only goal, but it is, a very important goal. And in order to win, you need to execute the little things. And so that can kind of be your starting point. We're going to execute these little things, and then we'll start winning. So,
serve by Hess over to Hedgesville. And they'll have to send a free ball to Martinsburg.
Good block.
And that's a point for Hedgesville as the Eagles take a 1-0 lead to start set 2.
Cogswell and Walters combining for that one.
Groves will serve for Hedgesville. Serve to the back line of the Bulldogs is Teasley. It's deflected. Sent over. Rupenthal. Groves. Set by Lamb for Lathwell. Ball sends a deep free ball. Lamb. Walters ends up getting the point for Hedgesville, who now takes a 2-0 lead.
So Hedgesville off to a good start in this second set.
And that is a Eagles ace, who now lead 3-0. So quick start for Hedgesville. It's Martinsburg right now trying to figure out its rotation. So some confusion on Martinsburg's side in that aspect as the serve goes to Curtis. And they have to send a free ball to Hedgesville. Lathwell at the line. It looked like it was going out, but Martinsburg plays it. Another free ball sent. And it's a point for Hedgesville, who now leads 4-0.
Yeah, that's tough for your Martinsburg because, like you said, I think that was probably going out. I guess you would always rather, if it's 50-50 or if you're not sure, the player to play it.
Meeting at the net between Teasley and Walters, and that's Martinsburg's first point of set 2. It's now 4-1. Serving for the Bulldogs is Rupenthal. And that's an ace for the Bulldogs to make it 4-2.
Yeah, it was kind of a tough serve to play. It came in at kind of an awkward angle. And Hedgesville didn't really handle it well.
That, they say, was blocked, and now they change it to saying it was 4-hit by Hedgesville. So third straight point for Martinsburg to make it 4-3.
Yeah, I thought that was in the net.
I did too, but I was waiting for the official.
Sometimes they wait a little bit on it.
Official closest to it, even though he's positioned higher, would see that. But it was called by the down official on the opposite end of the net.
Maybe the rule is that any play at the net has to be called by the official on the downside.
And that's a point for Martinsburg, so they respond with 4 straight points. Tie things up at 4-4.
Yeah, just when it looked like Hedgesville might be pulling away, Martinsburg has responded. Great job by Rupenthal.
Lathwell. Curtis for Heidel. Free ball sent to the Bulldogs. Rupenthal. It's set up for Heidel, and Heidel gets blocked by Hedgesville's Walters.
Again, Walters with the block.
As well as Alwyn. That makes it 5-4 Hedgesville.
You get the serve back if you're Hedgesville, so.
Ryder to serve. Free ball sent deep to the Hedgesville side. Laughwell off the tape and gets the point for Hedgesville, who now leads 6-4.
Yeah, you'll take that if you're the Eagles.
Yeah, I think the tape helped in that situation because if it goes a little bit higher, it's getting roofed.
It seems to typically help, honestly. I mean, I don't think it's ever your goal to hit the ball into the net, but it usually makes the ball very tough to play if it gets over.
Laughwell over the block and beautifully placed for another Eagle point. They now lead 7-4. So 4 straight to start for Hedgesville, followed by 4 straight for Martinsburg, and now 3 straight for Hedgesville.
What happens here, Colin?
A 4th straight.
Maybe. I think that was going to be out.
Well, it's a point for Hedgesville to make it 8-4.
It was close, and it just looked like it was going to angle out maybe. But
can the streak break, or will Martinsburg start a 4-point streak here? What are you calling?
I'm just calling the game the way it happens.
Teasley. Laughwell. And it's out. Makes it 8-5.
We'll see if the trend continues.
We will. Yaya Teasley to serve. Serve to Groves. Now Ryder. Free ball sent by Laughwell, and it goes over the head of Martinsburg. Some miscommunication between Hess and Teasley. Ends the little pattern that we had. It's now 9-5 Hedgesville.
The streak is over.
All good streaks come to an end. As a Ravens fan, you know that.
A preseason streak.
Marshall. Lamb, deflection up front by Bajent, who will now send a free ball to Hedgesville. Laughwell. She's swinging. This time it was out. And that's a point for Martinsburg. It's Hedgesville 9, Martinsburg 6.
Overall, though, Laughwell's had some good swings.
Yes, she has. I like her confidence up front as well.
On that left side. And eventually, everybody's going to eventually hit one out. So 4-4 in freshman action.
Malott will now serve for the Bulldogs. The serve. Ryder set by Marshall for Laughwell. Curtis tries to get the dig, but can't do so. It's a point for Hedgesville, who now leads 10-6.
Laughwell will go back to serve. Hedgesville's going to bring in Camby for Groves.
Laughwell serve. A bullet to Rupenthal. Rupenthal able to control it, and a free ball sent by Bajent to Ryder. Marshall for Lamb. And it looks like they're calling somebody in the net, I believe. Somebody on Martinsburg's side. Did not see who, but it's a point for Hedgesville to make it 11-6.
It seems like Martinsburg's had a lot of plays where their first hit has gone backwards, which typically leads.
Another point for Hedgesville, who now leads 12-6, the largest lead of the night.
Yeah, which, those hits tend to lead to free balls on the other end or dumps and not really set offensive plays. So
Laughwell to Curtis. Williams will send it over for Martinsburg. Hedgesville sends it to the back line. It's out as that was overhit, I believe, by Canby. So that's a point for Martinsburg. Make it 12-7.
So it seems like they need to work on their serve receive, Colin.
You're correct.
I know, I'm a volleyball expert. We went over this.
That's true, yeah, you said that Tuesday. We'll have to test you next week against Jim. That one in. Hedgesville fans unhappy, but it's a point for Martinsburg to make it 12-8. Got to get some instant replay on that, potentially, it sounds like.
I'm going to trust the guy that was there. He had the best look at it, right?
Typically. Curtis. Set for Bajent. Bajent sends it out. Point Hedgesville. It's now 13-8. She almost looked like Air Jordan up there, jumping up. No,
Wrong
you didn't
sport.
see it. Wrong sport. Think Jordan would have been a good volleyball player?
Definitely.
That's an ace for Hedgesville. It's now 14-8.
I feel like most basketball players would be good volleyball players, and probably vice versa.
Okay.
It has a lot of the same skill sets.
Just barely over. And the point for Martinsburg thanks to Maya Williams. She hit it off the net and it took an awkward spin. It was able to just get over. Makes it 14-9. Bajent. Lamb hits it out. 14-10 now. So we wait for the ball to be retrieved by Bajent. Diem will now serve. It's Lamb. Off block of Martinsburg. Teasley hits it over. And I call Hedgesville. Walters in the net. It's a point for Martinsburg to make it 14-11. So they've cut the deficit of 6 in half now to 3.
Yeah, a little bit of a run for Martinsburg.
Bajent. For Ryder. Marshall for Lamb. Bajent. Rupenthal off block.
A tough play.
Marshall sends a free ball. And that's an awkward angle and out over to the Hedgesville bench. Point Eagles to make it 15-11. That was tough for Williams to really kind of position her body in a way to keep that in play.
Yeah.
She almost did too. It was just too powerful.
I think another impressive thing on that was Ashlyn Canby getting that ball that went out of bounds and keeping the volley alive for Hedgesville.
That's a point for Hedgesville as Teasley was unable to put that one over. So it's 16-11. Hedgesville. Slam to serve. Martinsburg somehow keeps that alive to their own surprise as well as ours. A free ball sent to the Bulldogs.
Both teams a little bit sloppy here.
And that one too much on the Martinsburg side. It's another point for Hedgesville, who now leads 17-11, so they're able to get the lead back to 6. And a timeout called by Martinsburg. We'll step aside, take a 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We're back in set number 2 between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. It's 17-11. Hedgesville in the lead as they took set 1 25-22. So if Hedgesville wins this, they get the match win, and we'll get ready for varsity action. It's Hedgesville's Lamb serving. Curtis with an overpass. No, it went off the net instead and down. It's a point for Hedgesville, who now leads 18-11.
It didn't really seem like Mallett's ball to play there. I could be wrong, though, but...
Lamb served just over the net to Rupenthal. Rupenthal off block, gets the point for Martinsburg, who now makes it 18-12.
Rubenthal has stepped it up in this second set. She had kind of her ups and downs in that first set, but been really solid in the second set.
Substitutions for Martinsburg is on to serve will be Michaela Hess.
She had that run of serves and has had some good kills as well. So
it's a 6-point lead for Hedgesville as Hess's serve. Drops, dug out by Lathwell and sent over by Alwyn to Martinsburg. Rubenthal sends a free ball. That way out. Point Martinsburg to make it 18-13. Kind of just looked like Walters was too close to the net, off the net, and then out of play anyway.
Yeah, almost tipped by a Bulldog, but luckily for them it wasn't.
This one just dumped over. And again, miscommunication between Hedgesville makes it 18-14 as Canby and Walters just stood there looking at each other, waiting for the other to make the move.
Yeah, Hedgesville probably starting to think about a timeout, but they won't need one now.
Need to use it as Hess with a low serve into the net. Point Hedgesville to make it 19-14.
See if Groves can kind of finish things off for the Eagles.
Groves serve. That's Mott. Mott goes up with Teasley. It's deflected off Mott, and that kind of fooled Hess. It's another point for Hedgesville to make it 20-14.
And we're tied at 13 in the 9th grade match. Martinsburg just took the lead.
That causes Mott to stumble. It's a point for Hedgesville, who now leads 21-14. So the Eagles really pulling away here in set number 2 of JV action.
Eagles by a touchdown.
Groves sends it over, and Martinsburg has to scramble for it, tries to send a free ball and can't. 22-14 now, Hedgesville. Groves to serve. And miscommunication for Martinsburg gives the point on an ace for Hedgesville to make it 23-14.
Yeah, very impressive run here at the end from Groves. Helping pretty much put this one away.
Groves off the tape, and another ace for the Eagles, who now lead by 10 and are at match point at 24-14.
Yeah, just when it was looking a little shaky for Hedgesville, we were sitting there at 18-14. And now a big run from the Eagles trying to close it out.
It's a substitution for Martinsburg as Addison Groves tries to put a bow on things for Hedgesville. Serve to Heidel. Mott. Hedgesville now with an opportunity. It's Groves. Rupenthal. Rubenthal has to send a free ball. Ryder set by Lamb. And that one is in by Ariana Walters. Point Hedgesville. They take set 2, 25-14 over Martinsburg and sweep the JV match 2-0. Let's step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll show you a little bit of the freshman action. Again, this is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
The Joint Commission, in conjunction with the American Stroke Association, recently awarded WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center advanced recertification as a primary stroke center, which signifies WVU Medicine's dedication to fostering better outcomes for patients and demonstrates that our program continues to meet critical elements to improving outcomes for stroke patients. WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center is committed to providing patients the highest quality stroke care in the region.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to Martinsburg High School as we're inside of the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for West Virginia High School volleyball action tonight. As you can see on TV 10 and WR and RTV on YouTube, some bonus coverage for you as we have freshman volleyball still going on as the JV match has concluded. It was Hedgesville getting the 2-0 victory as they won set 1 25-22 and set 2 25-14 over Martinsburg. So they're tearing down the JV side, waiting for freshmen to finish before they can tear that down and get ready for varsity action. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop back at the studio as it's now 19-17. Hedgesville still in the lead, but that was a point for Martinsburg. Good volleyball so far tonight, though.
Yeah, I felt like that second JV match was a lot cleaner than, or the second set, I should say, was a lot cleaner than the first set. As there's a service error for Martinsburg, 2017 now. So that was entertaining. Varsity should be good, right? I mean, first time again that we're seeing this Martinsburg team, and of course we know how good Hedgesville can be. Just can they do it consistently?
Martinsburg has to send a free ball to Hedgesville. Can Hedgesville capitalize, though? And that an overpass into the nets. Hedgesville gets another point to make it 21-17.
Yeah, felt like a big point there. You're now only 4 away, and we got a timeout, Colin. Of course, you have tomorrow on TV 10 and Talk Radio WRNR, we'll have Martinsburg football. Bulldogs welcoming in H.D. Woodson. So that should be fun.
It should be fun. It's been a few years since the last time Martinsburg and H.D. Woodson played, but H.D. Woodson,
they're 2-0.
2-0. Martinsburg 3-0. H.D. Woodson, a young team, but 2-0 teams should be a good game. They've struggled offensively. It's been low-scoring games for the Warriors, so Martinsburg's defensive line will definitely be licking their chops at that one to try to keep them low-scoring. And on the offensive side for the Bulldogs, they want to continue to light up the scoreboard as Hedgesville and Martinsburg freshman action back on the floor. And that's an ace for the Eagles to make it 22-17.
Yeah, I do think Martinsburg wins tomorrow, but, Woodson is 2-0. It's so tough, though, when you're looking at the teams they play, because you don't really know how good any of those teams are, and it kind of changes from year to year, like every high school team, but I feel like more so when you get into those They're a private school, right, when you get into those private schools?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And that's another point for Hedgesville to make it 23-17. So the Eagles inching closer and closer to victory over Martinsburg in freshman action.
Yep. It is all but over, Colin.
They're up by 6 with 2 points away from victory. However, that's a service error.
That.
Yeah, so that gives a easy point to Martinsburg to make it 23-18. But pressure's on the Bulldogs right now. You have to mount a comeback, a slip up, get you the game point opportunity for the Eagles.
That's true, yeah. I mean, you never want to give the serve back when you're in control of a late lead, but the pressure is all on Martinsburg at this point. Hedgesville, though, another mistake.
Yep, too strong of a pass, too close to the net, so Hedgesville couldn't figure it out and makes it 23-19. Great crowd on hand tonight. Only one side of the bleachers open, but mostly full.
Yeah, hopefully it stays that way, right? Because right now you got to remember, like 3 teams are here.
That's
or
true
6
too.
teams, I guess, technically.
Yeah. That forces a timeout as it was another point for Martinsburg to make it 23-20. Yeah, you'll see how many people stay, how many people go. I believe
We'll probably have
typically
students coming in, I would imagine.
during the varsity action when they change over to have the full court in use, they open up the far side bleachers, if I'm not mistaken, so you'll probably see some fans go over there too, so it won't look as full on this side, but still a great crowd tonight for Hedgesville Martinsburg. You see an interesting student section for Hedgesville, it looks like, over in the Martinsburg student section area. So our right, I think their theme is pajamas, it looks like to me. Nick?
I wasn't sure if that's the student section or that's the JV team.
I think it's a mix.
Could be, yeah.
Back in action for freshmen. Hedgesville sends over a free ball. It's overpassed at the net, and it never went over, so it's another point for Martinsburg.
So it's either that or those girls just didn't want to wear sweatpants and they just wore pajama pants.
Could be. But you see a few other of their classmates.
I do see that now as well.
It's now 23-21. And Hedgesville.
Oh, no.
Falling apart, it seems. Now, all of a sudden, it's a 1-point lead at 23-22. Martinsburg trying to mount a comeback to force a third set, potentially, if they can fully do so, because Hedgesville just barely won set 1, I believe, 25-23.
Oh.
But Martinsburg,
that's
with
a big mistake.
Crucial mistake. Service error out of play makes it 24-22, so now 1 point away is Hedgesville.
I mean, she had a great run. It was 23-18, came out of a timeout, and just barely couldn't get that ball in there on the near side. So we'll see if Hedgesville, there it is.
Can, and that wraps things up. 25-22, Hedgesville gets the win over Martinsburg. So Hedgesville freshman win, Hedgesville JV win. So the Eagles trying to sweep the night inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, but the Bulldogs varsity team will try to play spoiler and prevent Hedgesville of doing so. As we're going to step aside, take another break so that they can set up the net and tear down the freshman net. Let's make this a little longer than a 5-minute break, probably, just because it's going to take a while to get everything cleaned up and moved around. So let's go to 7 minutes. How about 7 minutes back at the studio, Dylan, and then we'll be back and start our pregame coverage for varsity volleyball action. Again, a 7-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
After another dominating win, the Martinsburg Bulldogs will now head to war with the Warriors of H.D. Woodson.
Omak sends the punt. This one a beauty. Caught at the 45 by Musgrove on the near side. He goes up the middle, slipping to the near sideline now, and he has blockers in front of him. There goes Musgrove at the 35. Jukes past Omak. Jukes past another blocker. 10-5. Touchdown, Martinsburg.
Pre-game coverage starts at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 7, right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results believes buying a new home requires a dedicated team that cares about your needs and concerns. Our experienced team is from the area, and we care about this community because it is our home as well. Whether it's a $30,000 home or a $3 million home, we will be hands-on and invested throughout the entire process. Thinking of buying or selling in West Virginia? We've got the tri-state area covered.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
It's the excitement of NCAA Division II football on TV 10 featuring the Shepherd University Rams. Morgan play action pass from his own end zone again. Throws that pump fake looking deep for Dorner. What a grab! Cam Dorner. You didn't get Moss, Malcolm Johnson. You got Dorner. Join us this Saturday, September 16th for Shepherd Rams footballs. The Rams are fired up to face the Vulcans. Pre-game coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with kickoff set for noon on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Varsity high school volleyball action between the visiting Hedgesville Eagles and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Nick Verzolini. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop as JV action already concluded. It was Hedgesville getting the 2-0 victory. Freshman action the same, 2-0 victory for Hedgesville. And now we get ready for varsity action as Hedgesville come in with a 9-3-1 record. Martinsburg 4-3-1. We got to see Hedgesville on Tuesday. It was a tri-match with Grace Academy and Washington. Hedgesville was able to win both, but it was not their best performance. We'll hear from Coach Whitford kind of saying that later on. She felt that her team was sloppy and kind of tired after their first tournament over the weekend, so we'll see if this team is well rested, only a day off from the tri-tournament, as they still had practice yesterday, didn't take the day off, so we'll see how they look tonight against Martinsburg, Nick.
Yeah, and Martinsburg coming off of course, a big victory in EPAC play over Spring Mills. Anytime you get an EPAC win, you feel pretty good about your team, and that one was in 5 sets. So, both teams really, were challenged in some ways, at least. I guess technically Hedgesville played one more, or they both played the same amount of sets, is what I was trying to say, the other day, since they were able to beat Washington in 2, that being Hedgesville. So, from that perspective, the teams should be relatively in the same amount of rest. Obviously, Hedgesville coming off of the tournament from the prior weekend. Not certain what Martinsburg had that weekend, if anything, since they played less
like
games.
They had a tournament of their own in Frederick.
So, pretty much the teams then have played about the same amount over the last few days. I don't think that necessarily is a huge factor, but I think if Hedgesville just cleans some things up, that they should be fine. We know they have talent, but they're a young team, like we said earlier in the program. This is a young team. From time to time, they may have some slip-ups like they did against Grace Academy in that first set, but then they come out in the second set and just dominate and look like the team and the program that we expect out of Hedgesville. So I think this team will be fine, but Martinsburg is obviously a tough team, a gritty team. They're coming off of, like I said, an emotional win against Spring Mills. So they're trying to get their program to a consistent level where they can compete with a team like Hedgesville, and this is a great opportunity tonight to show that they've arrived in the EPAC. So I think both teams are motivated coming in. Hedgesville wants to prove that they're one of the dominant teams still and can be consistent. And Martinsburg is looking to potentially upset tonight and knock off Hedgesville. So I'm just excited for what should be a high-quality volleyball match tonight, Colin.
Martinsburg riding a 3-game win streak as it goes into that tournament on Saturday. They defeated Frederick 2-0, defeated somebody else 2-0. It doesn't say, just his tournament opponent according to their max preps. And then on Tuesday, a 3-2 victory over Spring Mills here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. So typically it goes in this conference, Musselman, Hedgesville, and then everybody else kind of mixed in amongst one another. And you really look at Martinsburg and Spring Mills the past few years as teams that you've been looking at and realizing they have the talent, but can they get to that Hedgesville-Musselman level, and which one will be better than the other? And Martinsburg got the best of Spring Mills, and now they get challenged with Hedgesville, another measuring stick for their program under Mike Nelson, who's in his 3rd season.
Yeah, I think, early in the season, it's hard to necessarily just say, okay, these teams are competing. When you're talking about Martinsburg, Spring Mills, Washington, Jefferson, these teams are competing for 3rd because they haven't had the opportunity against a Hedgesville or a Musselman yet to prove that they can be better than both of them or one of them. But that's just how it's been. It's been that dominance. It's almost like in football how we are like, yeah, it's Martinsburg and then everybody else. So it's similar in volleyball, and really you could make the argument it's Musselman and everybody else, even though every once in a while Hedgesville gets a win over Musselman. But when it really matters and when it really counts, Musselman's been the dominant team. So, I think Martinsburg certainly has the potential to potentially make this competitive tonight, even knock off this Hedgesville team. Eventually, we're going to start to see some change in the EPAC, you would imagine. I don't know if it will be this year, but eventually you do expect the competition to get more equal, and then eventually maybe a different team take over. But as of right now, those have been the 2 teams. So anytime you're playing one of them, it's an opportunity to really separate yourself from the other teams in the EPAC. And also, if you are competitive or get a win, that could do huge things for your program moving forward when we get into sectionals and regionals.
All right, under 12 minutes left on the warm-up clock. Let's step aside, take a 2-minute commercial break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from the head coaches of both programs. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as we are under 10 minutes away now from the best 3 of 5 series between the Hedgesville Eagles and the Martinsburg Bulldogs in high school varsity volleyball action. We'll now hear from both teams' head coaches, and here we go. Now joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Allison Woodford. Coach Woodford, we got to see your team in a tri-match on Tuesday. Your team looked solid. What'd you like from them against Grace as well as Washington? I know there were a few mistakes, but what were some takeaways?
Let's see. So we played on Saturday. We played 6 matches in a tournament in Philip Barber, and we won that championship. But I think our girls were pretty tired on Tuesday coming off. We haven't had a tournament. That was our first tournament, so we had like a long weekend of, they played a lot of games, and they weren't used to it. So I think Tuesday we were just a little tired. We were sloppy. We had so many hitting errors and serving errors, and we sent them so many free balls. So last night we really focused on our side of the net at practice and really cleaning that up, and hopefully that rolls into tonight.
At the same time, how do you make sure that the tiredness doesn't come up again today?
I think with this matchup, it's a little bit, they get a little bit more energy from, just it's a sectional opponent, and Martinsburg is always a good team that we are competitive with. So I think our focus is, a little bit more here than it was for our try, and I think that'll bring us a little bit of energy.
It's your first meeting with Martinsburg. They're coming off a 5-set victory over Spring Mills on Tuesday. What does your team need to do to get the win today?
Yeah, I really just think, again, we just need to clean up our side of the net. Spring Mills is a good ball club, so I think Martinsburg is going to be right there with us the entire time. Hopefully we can clean our side of the net up and pull out a win tonight, but we'll see what happens.
Anything else, Coach?
That's it. Go Eagles.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Mike Nelson. Coach Nelson, first time we get to see your program. How's the season been so far?
So far pretty good. We've got some youngsters. We do have 4 seniors this year, a little less than what we had last year, but so far the season's been going well.
Year 3 for you as the head coach, correct?
Yes.
How's the progression been in trying to build up this program for you?
It's been good. We've been trying to work more with the freshman program, JV program, so they're ready when they do step out on the varsity court. I feel comfortable that it's going well.
Tonight you guys get to take on Hedgesville. 2 days ago, Tuesday, you guys got a very tough one against Spring Mills. Just talk about the progression that you've seen and how much that really showed about your program.
Yeah, we've been focused really on first ball contact. Our serving was great on Tuesday, which definitely was a benefit. We're still focused on serve receive. The one thing the girls want to improve on is their kill percentage. So that's going to be a focus tonight as well.
As I mentioned, you guys take on Hedgesville tonight. Very good team. What have you seen from them, if anything, and what does your team need to do to get a win?
I have not seen much from them this year. I have not been able to watch them play. I know they're always a good program. In order for us to be successful, again, first ball contact, serve receive, serving, the kill errors have been definitely a focus for us. We need to keep the ball in play for sure. Keep them out of system. The other night we didn't do a great job of keeping them out of system, so that's going to be an area for focus.
All right, anything else, Coach?
No, sir, we're all set. I think it's going to be a great night.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good luck. That was our coaches' interviews here as we step aside, take another 2-minute break on TV 10 and WR and our TV on YouTube. On the other side of that break, we will give you both teams' lineups as well as our final thoughts before the match begins between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. Again, a 2-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Back to the Martinsburg Field House as we are 3 minutes away from our varsity match between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop back at the studio as both teams kind of concluding warm-ups here. We'll now get a look at both teams' rosters, and we'll start with the visiting Hedgesville Eagles, who are in the all-blue uniforms with the gold stripes down the side. For Hedgesville, you have number 1, Addison Groves. Number 2, Brianna Ryder. Number 3, Evelyn Jennings. Number 4, Delaney Cedars. Number 5, Alexa Smith. Number 6, Kylie Ann East. Number 7, Parker Sutherland. Number 8, Lexi Winston. Number 9, Elena Harper. Number 10, Chloe Hudson. Number 11, Gracie Brown. Number 12, Emmy Bishop. Number 13, Jayana Ware. Number 14, Grace Lathwell. And number 15, Addison Sykes. For Martinsburg's varsity team, you have number 1, Aubrey Killian. Number 5, Avery Sifford. Number 6, Addison Sifford. Number 10, Lily Campbell. Number 13, Cameron Sine. Number 17, Emma Bass. Number 18, Riley DeWater. Number 19, Katie Zittle. Number 20, Skylar Bishop. Number 21, Ellie Mosby. Number 23, Anise Villa. Number 27, Addison Strovel. Number 34, Kiara Rhodes. About a minute 40 away from warm-ups concluding, and then the PA announcer will announce both teams and have our national anthem. But it's been a good night of volleyball so far. Any final thoughts, perchance, Nick?
Of course, Colin. I have final thoughts. I think number 1 is, this is a really good rivalry, and you see that taking place in terms of we have a good crowd on hand. So just, looking forward to seeing how this match plays out. I feel like this will tell us a lot more about both of these teams. On the Martinsburg side, are they ready to compete with the big dogs in the EPAC of Hedgesville and Musselman? And on the Hedgesville side, how good is this young team? Because Martinsburg seems to be a real good test, just like Spring Mills is, but they took Spring Mills to 5 and knocked them off, so maybe they're slightly better. This could be one of the better challenges that this Hedgesville team has had in the EPAC so far this year. So looking forward to it.
Hedgesville 9 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie on the season. Martinsburg 4 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. Tonight so far in freshman and JV action, it's been Hedgesville getting the better of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. The Bulldogs trying to play spoiler and pull off the upset tonight in varsity action as warm-ups conclude at the sound of the horn in 5 seconds. Let's step aside here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse and take a 3-minute break. 3-minute break back at the studio, Dylan. And on the other side of that 3-minute break, hopefully we have set number 1 between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 3 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Joint Commission, in conjunction with the American Stroke Association, recently awarded WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center advanced recertification as a primary stroke center, which signifies WVU Medicine's dedication to fostering better outcomes for patients and demonstrates that our program continues to meet critical elements to improving outcomes for stroke patients. WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center is committed to providing patients the highest quality stroke care in the region.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as both teams have been announced and will now pause for the playing of our national anthem. National anthem concludes here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. A great rendition of our Star Spangled Banner by Savannah Malotz, I believe that was, singing it.
Yeah, it was.
From Martinsburg High.
Excellent job by her. And I'm ready to go, Colin.
Both teams meeting at the net to shake hands. You got a student section here on the road for Hedgesville of some classmates and players on the JV and freshman team staying, as Martinsburg has a few as well over to our right. We get ready to go. It's Martinsburg in the blue. Or excuse me, Hedgesville in the blue. Martinsburg in the white.
Gosh. Trying to put Martinsburg in the Hedgesville colors?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there.
It's okay. You're new around here.
Just had a mental lapse of sorts for some reason.
That happens to the best of us, Colin, and you are the best of us. How about that?
Oh, that was a sarcastic comment, I feel like.
No, it was...
You're the best of us.
Well, that was sweet of you,
Dylan's the
Colin.
best of us. We're all the best of us.
Dylan's the best cameraman in the EPAC.
That's true, yeah, you did say that.
Or the Eastern Panhandle.
No cameraman tonight.
We don't need one. We're that good. That we're, with our invisible cameraman, he's almost as good as Dylan.
Looks like Martinsburg will be serving first. Skylar Bishop to serve.
Bishop Bowl.
It is the Bishop Bowl. You have Skylar Bishop on the Martinsburg side, Emmy Bishop on the Hedgesville side.
And Dylan Bishop in the studio. Here we go, Colin.
Bishop serve over the net and in play. And it's a point for Martinsburg as they get the ace. Make it 1-0 to open up set number one.
Yeah, Skylar Bishop, one of the really good players on this Martinsburg team that we've seen over the last few years be really solid for their team.
Gracie Brown sends it to Bishop. Sifford. And a free ball sent to Hedgesville. Sykes to Brown. That's Rhodes into the net. We're now tied at 1.
Our coach talked about in the pregame, you want to have better, or they had some kill errors, and that was one right there.
Now serving for Hedgesville will be Smith. Smith sends it to Sifford. That's off the block from Campbell. Sykes over for Brown. Brown off the block. And Martinsburg can adjust. It's a point for Hedgesville. And they take a 2-1 lead.
It looked like Lily Campbell got a good block, but unfortunately for Martinsburg, they couldn't get it back together. We'll see if Hedgesville can go on a rally here now up 2-1.
Smith to Sifford. Set for Mosby, and it's in. We're tied at 2.
Great execution by the Bulldogs. Skylar Bishop sets it up, and Mosby does exactly what she's supposed to do in that front line with her height. Get the kill.
As now Rhodes will serve for Martinsburg as we're knotted up at 2. Rhodes serve over for Smith. Sykes. Blocked by Mosby. She goes up for it again, but Brown says not this time. Point Hedgesville.
Yeah, Gracie Brown. She's just an unbelievable athlete.
She's the slayer of all.
Okay. I won't question you on that one.
Chloe Hudson to serve. That's played by Martinsburg. Bishop. Sifford. Backline attack. It's blocked by Sutherland, and a free ball sent by the Bulldogs. Off block. And that off the net. It's a point for Hedgesville. That is too low for Villa.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough when you start seeing Sutherland and Brown move around that front net. I feel like that might have thrown off Martinsburg's offense there.
It's now 4-2 Hedgesville. Mosby makes it 4-3. Ellie Mosby's here to play.
Yeah, I feel like Hedgesville's Alexa Smith probably should have played that one. Yeah, she definitely should have as it was in, but she let it go.
Sifford to serve. Sykes for Sutherland. And it's another point for the Eagles. They now lead 5-3.
Early on, though, Colin, this feels like a pretty good back and forth. Both teams are getting good swings at the very least, even when they're not getting points off of those swings.
Now the sophomore Gracie Brown will serve. And it's an ace. As Cameron Sine could not adjust her feet, kind of swing from the side. That went backwards instead of forwards. It's now 6-3 Hedgesville. Brown. Low off the tape and down. Sometimes it's better to be lucky. It's 7-3.
Well, in Gracie Brown's case, she's not just lucky, she's also good.
That's true.
Because that full statement there, better to be lucky than good. In her case, it's better to be lucky and good.
Bishop sets it. Off block. And a beautiful point by Anise Villa. That gives the point to Martinsburg to make it 7-4. We got some power on both sides tonight.
Yeah, it's been intense. And Villa, not one of the taller players, but she has pretty good hops, and she gets up and gets that point for Martinsburg.
Zittel serves. Sykes low to Sutherland. And that's a point for Hedgesville as it looks like they call Strovel in the net. Make it 8-4 now, Hedgesville.
That's a big point given up by Martinsburg. They get a little bit of momentum and then just make a mental error.
Serving's Ware, and Ware over hits it. It's out of play into the Bulldog student section to make it 8-5. Villa to serve. Villa. Sykes. Off the block. Kept alive, and a free ball sent by Zittel. It's short to Sutherland. Sykes behind her. Is it in? I say no. It's a point for Martinsburg. It's that very close for Jennings.
Looked in from up here, but obviously we don't have that angle really on that far side, so kind of hard to tell.
Makes it 8-6. Hedgesville still in the lead. Villa serves for Martinsburg. Had a bullet over pass out. It's a Martinsburg ace. Makes it 8-7.
Well, Villa's been a huge part of this run. She got a kill. Now she's had some good serves.
Villa. Brown set by Sykes. Back by Sutherland, and it's a point for Hedgesville. Makes it now 9-7. It's both student sections trying to outdo one another as well.
Yeah, it's good to see that the students came out, support their fellow classmates.
Sykes serve. Villa. Zittel sets it up. And Rhodes can't get it. It's a point for Hedgesville, who now leads 10-7.
Looks like Martinsburg has some football players in attendance. I'm sure Hedgesville does as well.
Sykes serve. Rhodes. Zittel for Bishop. Bishop taps it over the block. Point Martinsburg. It's now 10-8.
Yeah, Bishop with the finesse move over the net. Doesn't always have to be the big swing for the point, and I think the sign of a good player is whenever they know when to go with which kind of swing.
But we have a service error to give the easy point to Hedgesville, who now leads 11-8.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have had their fair share of service errors in this first set.
Cedar serve. Low to Rhodes. Zittel. Rhodes off the block. And it's a point for Martinsburg as Jennings And I believe that was Winston. Couldn't figure out what to do after the block. It's now Hedgesville 11, Martinsburg 9 in set 1. Bishop the serve for the Bulldogs. Sykes for Gracie Brown. Off the block of Mosby. And that helped Hedgesville more than Martinsburg. It's now 12-9. Mosby doesn't touch that. It maybe doesn't take the awkward spin and floats its way further back, potentially. Whistle blows and rotational error called against Martinsburg. It's now 13-9 Hedgesville, and that's what you can't do against the Eagles. Can't give them points.
Yeah, and that's the second one of those mental errors. Coaches, I feel like, would be okay if you have a service error.
And now you have a overpass by your libero, Avery Sifford. It's another point for Hedgesville, who now leads 14-9.
Or, some other misplay of the ball, but when you just, have a silly mental error, that really hurts.
Mosby. Dug out by Smith. Brown off the block. Mosby keeps it alive. Martinsburg sends a deep free ball to Smith. This time they feed Ware. And what a great job by the Bulldogs. Brown gets it, however, for Hedgesville, who now leads 15-9 as the Eagles starting to pull away potentially in set 1, and that'll force Coach Nelson of Martinsburg to call a timeout. Let's take it with them. It's Hedgesville 15, Martinsburg 9. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 30 seconds.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. It is 15-9 in set number 1 in this best 3 of 5. Hedgesville in the lead. Serve from Alexis Smith over to Martinsburg. Is that for Lily Campbell? Sykes. The Ware, excuse me. Campbell. Brown. Sykes. Feeding Gracie Brown. Sifford. Backline attack. It's on the line and they call it out. That was as close as it gets. Villa trying to get the point for Martinsburg, but it's a point for Hedgesville, who now has a 16-9 lead.
Yeah, this has been a very impressive run by Hedgesville.
Bishop for Mosby, off the block and gets the point for the Bulldogs to end the run of the Eagles. It's now 16-10.
But you can tell that, both teams really want this match. They know the importance of it with it being a rivalry. So, and obviously sectional, regional. There's a lot of things that, make this one feel a little bit more important than.
Gracie Brown to Rhodes. Hit into the air by Campbell and a free ball sent by Sifford. Sykes. Beautiful block, but Smith keeps it alive. Whistle blows and they call Martinsburg in the net. Now it looks like they say it was Villa. Villa disagrees, but that's a point for the Eagles to make it 17-10.
Yeah, that's the third time now. 2 in the net calls and 1 rotational error, all going against Martinsburg. If you don't have those situations, it could be a closer match right now.
Sykes over to Avery Sifford. And that's Villa. And again, they say oh no, this time they call it on Hedgesville. So, that time they call it against Hedgesville for in the net, and that's a point for Martinsburg. I heard the whistle, thought she was pointing for a point for the Eagles, but instead it was Martinsburg who put it 17-11. And Martinsburg gives the point right back with a service error by Avery Sifford to put it 18-11.
Yeah, that's definitely frustrating. If you're Martinsburg, you just, were given a point back on them making a mistake, and you come back with a service error.
Gracie Brown to serve, and an absolute missile to the middle for Sign, and it's sent over by Villa to Brown. Sykes over Brown's head for Emmy Bishop. And we see the meeting of the Bishops potentially at the front. Instead, it's Villa. And they say it was touched by Hedgesville. Point Martinsburg to make it 18-12. You had to wait for the up official and the line official to the near side to make that call because the down official ducked away for safety. Zittel. The serve over for Smith. And that is Parker Sutherland saying hello to Martinsburg. Point Eagles. It's now 19-12.
Yeah, excellent location on that one from Sutherland. She had one of those earlier in the match. Hedgesville seems a lot more on their game than how they were on Tuesday.
Villa over the block of Hedgesville. A free ball sent short. Zittel for Bishop, but she's blocked by her sister, Emmy.
They'll be talking about that one at the dinner table.
Skylar looking at her, giving her a little smile. Emmy's smiling even bigger, obviously.
Well, she's the younger sister, right? So
I believe so. Zittel. And that time it's Sutherland saying no. It's now 21-12.
Yeah, Martinsburg's got to regain their composure. And, yeah, good timeout by Coach.
Nelson will use his final timeout of set one. We'll take it with him. A 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Hedgesville in control in set number one over Martinsburg. They lead 21-12. Some fireworks on both sides, though, here. Hedgesville has pulled away up by 9, and serving for the Eagles will be Jayana Ware. As Martinsburg used its final timeout of set number one.
For some reason the clock is running.
Ware serve. Zittel sends it for Bishop. Bishop hits it over the block and gets the point for the Bulldogs to make it 21-13.
So timeout, able to get some momentum back on Martinsburg's side.
Now serving for Martinsburg will be Villa. Brown over to Sutherland in a free ball sent. Zittel sets it up for Rhodes. And Rhodes gets the point for Martinsburg. It's now 21-14.
Even if they don't come back to win this set, this is a good sign for Martinsburg to show some fight here toward the end of set one. If Hedgesville is able to hold on here, it could be ending quicker. But showing this fight, I think, is a good sign for them heading into set two.
Sykes for Sutherland, and Sutherland puts too much oomph on that one. Makes it 21-15.
And it's still, even though it seems very tough at this point for Martinsburg to come back, we've seen some crazy comebacks in set one. Spring Mills had that comeback against this Hedgesville team.
Oh, with the long serve to Gracie Brown, set by Sykes. Back to Brown, off the block, and over the head of Villa. It's a point, Hedgesville. They now lead 22-15.
But hey, when you need to get something back on track. Who else would you turn to but Gracie Brown?
Now Addison Sykes to serve for the Eagles. Directed to Strovel, sent by Zittel for Rhodes. Rhodes right at the net, but no call. And that one, they say, was in. It's a point for Hedgesville, and they get 23-15 to the dismay of the Bulldog faithful.
I believe that was Brown again, who we learned is cousins with Jackson Ruiz.
That is correct.
So a lot of athletic ability in that family.
Rhodes, overpass at the net, point Hedgesville. It's now 24-15, so it's set point.
Like we said before, Gracie's going to be a three-sport athlete this year, so continuing to just see the Brown/Ruest family just dominating in all three major sports.
Zittel for Bishop. Sykes for Emmy Bishop. Strovel. Sykes again for Bishop. And she gets the point for Hedgesville. They take set one over Martinsburg, 25-15. So that'll wrap things up here in set number one. Hedgesville defeats Martinsburg. We'll step aside for a 1-minute break, then be back for set two of varsity action. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 1 minute.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We're back for set number two, as Hedgesville wins set one, 25-15 over Martinsburg, as we're presented on TV 10 for high school volleyball all season long by the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. You can call them at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio is Dylan Bishop. Very energetic set number one, a very intense one, but it was Hedgesville that was able to really separate itself from Martinsburg and win by 10.
That was the Hedgesville team I feel like I've been waiting to see. Now can they keep it up? Because that was a really good first set for them, pretty complete. And on the Martinsburg side, I mean, they're playing with intensity, they're playing with heart, they're playing with effort. They clearly want to win this match. They just might be ultimately a little bit outmatched, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think, Martinsburg has obviously got some quality players on their team, and they have talent. It's just Hedgesville has been in these big matches so many times and has won a lot of these, and sometimes it's hard to get over the hump against a team that you're kind of used to losing to, unfortunately for you, if it's not as balanced as you may want it to be. And I feel like Hedgesville was on its A game in that first set. So see if that continues over to set two. A lot of the times it can, but a lot of times it doesn't, too. It's that kind of sport.
Serve over. And now an empty space, but Villa fills it. And that just too long of a pass. It goes to the scores table. Point Hedgesville take a 1-0 lead in set two. It's a libero for Hedgesville, Alexis Smith serving.
These first few points, I feel like if set 2 is going to tell us what kind of match we're going to have, Colin.
Bishop back for Rhodes to Smith. Sykes for Gracie Brown off the block and through it. It's a point for Hedgesville to make it 2-0. That's the 2 you want to be blocking if it's Martinsburg and Bishop and Mosby, but Gracie Brown, a very talented athlete. It's too much for those 2 that time around. Smith over to DeWater. Villa. Sykes, and that was a awkward situation for Hedgesville as jumping up was Lexi Winston, but kind of mistimed it. And that's a point for Martinsburg to make it 2-1.
Yeah, just a misplay there on the Hedgesville side.
Bishop to serve. Cedars over and a free ball sent by Smith. Can Martinsburg capitalize? It's Rhodes off the tape to Brown. Sykes back to Brown. And Brown sends it home. The Slayer gets the point for Hedgesville, who now leads 3-1.
It didn't look like she got the best swing on it, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, she went around the block and tucked it in.
So you'll take it if you're Hedgesville.
Sykes, Bishop to DeWater. Brown for Ware, sends a free ball. Bishop sends it up. Who is it this time? It's Rhodes, but it's off the net and back down. Point Hedgesville, who now extends the lead to 4-1.
Sutherland's had a real nice night tonight for Hedgesville. Her and I believe it was Ware going up for that one.
Diving attempt by Avery Sifford. Now it's Villa. At full extension, and it looks like might be a little hurt too. Got to keep an eye on Gracie Brown there. I think she twisted her ankle, kind of stretching it out, but continuing to play as she puts that one up. We'll see how much air she can get on that one. And somehow she kept playing through the pain, and we'll see how she is, if she has to be pulled or if she stays in, but that's a point for Martinsburg. It's now 4-2.
I think she's okay, but definitely took an awkward land after going up for that last one and still kind of stretching it out.
Rhodes overshoots the serve. Point Hedgesville, it's now 5-2.
Looks like Brown seems to be, well, man, she's still kind of kicking it around.
Yeah, so she's going to serve. We'll see if that ankle or not is going to bother her. Hits it off the tape to Villa, and Villa now sends it back over to Brown. Puts that one high into the air and out of play. Point Martinsburg. It's now 5-3 Hedgesville still. Avery Sifford to serve. Brown misplays it. It's a Martinsburg ace. Make it 5-4.
I think that might have been going out, Colin.
Yeah, it was close. Avery Sifford to serve again. Martinsburg down by 1 at 5-4. The Bulldogs try to tie things up. It's Bishop.
Oh, wow.
And that's 4.
Great effort, though.
Would have been awesome to see, but Hedgesville gets the point. It's 6-4 Eagles.
I mean, even when you don't get it over on something like that, you do got to like the effort from Martinsburg on that play.
Ware serve. Addison Sifford this time. Villa. That off the rafters. It's still alive and a free ball sent. Sifford to Bishop. Behind her off the block. Bishop keeps it alive. That time it's Strovel. Bishop hits it up, and that's going to be dumped back to Martinsburg. Can Villa get that one? It's still alive. Who's going to break? And it's Martinsburg. 7-4 now Hedgesville as Skylar Bishop thought somebody was behind her, but nobody was home.
Yeah, even though both teams were kind of going back and forth, it seemed like Martinsburg was working harder to stay alive than Hedgesville really was being forced to.
Bishop behind her.
That's out.
And that's too far out of play. It's a point for Hedgesville. It's now 8-4. Is that for DeWater? Just too powerful.
It just seems like since early in the match, Hedgesville has gained control.
Sifford. Bishop for Villa. Sykes for Bishop off the block. Skylar Bishop keeps it alive and diving for it's Avery Sifford, but she can't get there. It's a point for Hedgesville, who now makes it 9-4. Ware to serve again for Hedgesville. Skylar Bishop sends it up for Villa, and Villa saw the block and tried to tip it over but couldn't. It's a point again for Hedgesville, who now leads 10-4 over Martinsburg. Martinsburg will take a timeout. We'll keep it here, though, instead of taking a break, as Martinsburg right now really needs to figure things out if they want to stay alive, as this is kind of like what you saw in set number 1. It was back and forth, and all of a sudden Hedgesville took control, and Martinsburg can never crawl its way back, as it's a 6-point lead currently for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, this set really hasn't been super back and forth. Early, Hedgesville jumped out to lead. Martinsburg came back a little bit, but pretty much it's been all Hedgesville in this set. So it seemed to me, Colin, how the early points go in this set was going to maybe determine, what kind of match we could see tonight, because of the way Hedgesville pulled away to end set 1, and at least early here in set 2, it looks like Hedgesville's going to pull away and potentially dominate this match tonight.
Free ball sent to Martinsburg. Can they capitalize after the timeout? It's Bishop. Skylar Bishop, though, counters. Villa gets the point for Martinsburg. It's now 10-5.
Villa's been solid tonight for Martinsburg. Seems like she's came through for some big hits.
It's the Martinsburg student section trying to get behind the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they've been into it.
Both student sections are doing fantastic tonight. Having a lot of fun.
That's all you can ask for.
Sutherland.
The block.
Off the block, but it went out. So that's a point for Hedgesville.
Yeah, I was thinking more so that
it stayed on Hedgesville's side, you're correct, but it was out of play.
Yeah. Since it was touched by Martinsburg, point goes to Hedgesville.
I read your mind. Sykes to serve.
I didn't know you had that ability, Colin.
Zittel. The Villa, and oh my goodness. Villa finding Holmes. It's now 11-6. Vicious Villa.
Vicious Villa? If you start giving everybody in the EPAC a nickname, I'm not going to be able to keep track of all of these ones.
Villa now to serve. I mean, that was vicious.
It was.
I feel like.
It was great.
It felt personal.
It is. It's Martinsburg Hedgesville.
Rhodes. Sykes. For Jennings. Zittel. Back to Rhodes. Smith. Sykes. Over for Bishop. Villa keeps it alive. A free ball sent to Hedgesville. And that one too far out of play. Point Martinsburg. It's now 11-7. It's Martinsburg trying to cut into the Eagles' lead.
Yeah, we'll see if Martinsburg can maybe get a little bit closer and fight their way back into this.
And Villa's serve goes into the net and gives the point to Hedgesville, who now leads 12-7. She's got different colored shoes on, I just realized as well.
Who's
one
that,
black,
Villa?
one white, yeah.
That was
and different colored socks.
Well, I mean, that was a thing at one point in basketball. They had designed a lot of shoes that were different colors.
On to serve for Hedgesville is Delaney Cedars. Zittel to Strovel. Smith back to Brown. Now Zittel to Rhodes for Martinsburg. And that's a point Bulldogs to make it 12-8. So Martinsburg hanging around as of now. Is on to serve for Martinsburg.
I think the key will be, can they consistently hang around and consistently put up points?
With Strovel serve. That's Brown dumping it over the block. It's Rhodes sending it back to Hedgesville. Miscommunication.
Yeah, that was
again.
sloppy.
Hedgesville able to bail themselves out. And here we go.
Hedgesville. Well, it worked.
Hedgesville.
I mean, again, it was kind of sloppy. Some players running into each other, but they recovered from that and still got the point over and got the point. And it looked like Martinsburg was going to get a point there when they set up for Mosby, but it was a great block from Hedgesville at the net.
13-8, Hedgesville. Zittel behind her to Skylar Bishop. It's Hedgesville's turn now. It's Gracie Brown.
A great dig.
I couldn't tell what part of Villa that hit.
Doesn't matter whenever the net.
Hands or feet. And that one is a point for Gracie Brown in Hedgesville, who now has a 14-8 lead.
Gracie Brown, we've talked about her a lot, and that's because she's had such a great impact on this match. And again, with another impressive kill. Just picked up volleyball not that long ago. So
Smith, Zittel, back to Rhodes. Ware off the tape and gets another point for Hedgesville. It's now 15-8.
Overall, this has just been a really good team performance from Hedgesville. You know, we talked a lot about Brown, but Ware's had some good hits. Sutherland's been really solid. And then their other kind of setup players have done their role as well.
An overpass, and again, Eagles capitalizing on the Bulldogs' mistakes. It's now 16-8 as Hedgesville has doubled up the Bulldogs.
Lexi Winston.
Right now, it's all Hedgesville. Alexis Smith. Rhodes for Zittel. Mosby gets the point for Martinsburg to make it 16-9 and end Hedgesville's streak.
It just feels like if Martinsburg could do that same kind of thing a little bit more often, they have players in their front line that clearly have power in Mosby and Bishop.
Skylar Bishop serve to Smith. Sykes behind her, and this off the block, almost pancaked by Avery Sifford, but she could not get there in time. Point Hedgesville to make it 17-9 as that nicely done by Lexi Winston, who will now have a spot on the bench waiting for it.
Yeah, good effort there from Sifford. Just couldn't quite get to it.
Sykes to serve. Goes to Rhodes. Bishop over the head of Mosby, and it goes to DeWater. DeWater can't keep it in play. It's a point for Hedgesville, and now leads 18-9.
DeWater versus Hedgesville.
Something to get used to now.
Yeah, as her and Lane have transferred.
Yep. Gracie Brown off the block. And out of play, it's a point for Hedgesville, who now is up by 10 at 19-9, and that'll force Coach Nelson of Martinsburg to use his final timeout of set 2. We'll step aside and take a 30-second break. You're tuned into TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
After another dominating win, the Martinsburg Bulldogs will now head to war with the Warriors of H.D. Woodson.
Omak sends the punt. This one a beauty Caught at the 45 by Musgrove on the near side. He goes up the middle, slipping to the near sideline now, and he has blockers in front of him. There goes Musgrove at the 35. Jukes past Omok. Jukes past another blocker. 10-5. Touchdown, Martinsburg.
Pre-game coverage starts at 6 p.m. with kickoff at 7, right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Back to the Martinsburg field house. It is 19-9 Hedgesville over Martinsburg in set number 2 as Hedgesville took set 1 25-15. So they're 6 points away from having a 2-0 lead over Martinsburg here in the field house. Hedgesville in control of the serve. It's Addison Sykes doing so. Goes over to Villa, sent by Bishop for Mosby, and Mosby hits that one out to make it 20-9 Hedgesville.
It doesn't really feel like Martinsburg has played bad tonight. It just Hedgesville's just been a little bit more, just has been a little bit better in some key areas.
Villa off the block of Sutherland.
I guess like that wasn't a bad setup. It just didn't work out for you.
At an overpass, Bishop keeps it alive, and another overpass. And again, Bishop keeps it alive. This time at the net, it's Rhodes beating Ware and Sutherland. Point Martinsburg to make it 20-10.
Yeah, excellent job by Kira Rhodes to find a hole in the defense. And those have been just those little things, Colin, that we've seen from time to time out of Martinsburg. They just haven't done it enough to keep up with this Hedgesville team that is really talented.
Rhodes serves it over to Hedgesville. And that out of play as it's a point
that was
for
close.
Martinsburg to make it 20-11.
I think it was out, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, that was just behind the line from Gracie Brown, I believe, that time. Rhodes to serve again. That goes to Smith. Sykes. Again trying to feed Brown, but Brown's timing wasn't there, and now she falls into the net. She's okay. It's now 20-12. It's another point for the Bulldogs.
Looked like she just kind of tripped over herself. Happens from time to time.
Yeah, we saw her land awkwardly earlier on that ankle. That time just kind of slipped and fell. And that's another point for Martinsburg as they come charging out of the timeout to make it 20-13.
Yeah, this is what happened in set 1.
That's true.
And then all of a sudden Hedgesville slammed that door. Said, not so fast, my friend.
Kira Rhodes serving. Goes to Brown, set by Sykes now. Again, the timing between Sykes and Brown just isn't there currently. And that's Villa with another Bulldog point to make it 20-14. And it looks like Hedgesville is going to use its first timeout tonight. Let's take it with them. 20-14 your score, Hedgesville leading in set number 2. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Fieldhouse as Hedgesville had to use a timeout after Martinsburg has started a little rally here in set number 2. Still down by 6, but they were down 11 at 20-9. It's now 20-14, Nick. Kira Rhodes has kind of given a spark to the Bulldogs here, but it could potentially be too little too late. As you said earlier before the break, this is what you saw in set 1, and then Hedgesville slammed the door shut. But here we go. Rhodes over to Hedgesville. Sykes for Sutherland. Sutherland off the block to Skylar Bishop. It's now Sifford to Villa. And Villa gets blocked by Ware and Sutherland. The point goes to the Eagles to make it 21-14.
Yeah, that's a good way to come out of the timeout. You get a good offensive setup for Hedgesville. It's digged out by Martinsburg, and then you get a block on the on the counterattack from Martinsburg. You get a block from Hedgesville.
That serve goes into the tape and trickles its way down from Gracie Brown. It's a point for Martinsburg to make it 21-15. Now let's see what Avery Sifford can do for the Bulldogs.
I think this was the score we were sitting at before Hedgesville really closed it out last set.
Low to Brown. Sutherland. That's an overpass, and now meeting at the net. It's a free ball sent over to Martinsburg. Bishop sets it up for Villa, and Villa gets the point for the Bulldogs to make it 21-16. Villa is having a great game so far.
Yeah, she's been excellent. Doing it from all parts of the court as well.
What's surprising, she's one of the smaller ones on the court,
That's what
too.
I said earlier.
Yeah. And that deflates Martinsburg as it's a service error to give the point to Hedgesville to make it 22-16 Eagles.
I mean, Colin, we say it all the time, you can't coach height, but you also can't coach heart. And Villa's got heart.
Serves it directly at Addison Sifford, and it's an ace for Hedgesville to make it 23-16. We'll see if Ware goes right back at Sifford again or not.
Ware's had a good match.
And that over and out of play is both Siffords realize it and let it go. So that makes it 23-17. Hedgesville still up by 6, but now it's Zittel to serve for Martinsburg.
Yeah, tried to put it in that back corner. Couldn't quite get it in.
Zittel serves. That's to Brown, set by Sykes. Behind for Sutherland, and Sutherland off the block gets the point for Hedgesville. It's now set point at 24-17 here in set 2.
Sutherland continuing to really just play a nice role tonight for Hedgesville. She's been good on the defensive side with her blocks and coming through on a lot of kills when they've been set up for her.
Sykes to serve. And that's an overpass out of play. Hedgesville wins set 2 by a score of 25-17 over Martinsburg, and now is up 2-0 over the Bulldogs. Let's step aside to take a 1-minute break, then we'll be back for set number 3 to see if Hedgesville can sweep the night or if Martinsburg gets us to a set 4. Stay tuned. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WR and our TV on YouTube. Back in 60 seconds.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. As feels like, though, right now at least, because some Bulldog fans are already heading for home, this might be a Hedgesville home game as the student section stays and fans for the Eagles stay. Is why not? They're in control, up 2 sets to nothing over Martinsburg with a 25-15 win in set 1 and a 25-17 win in set 2.
One does not simply sweep in EPAC volleyball, Collins. It's not over until the final set is over, obviously.
Good analysis.
That means you should stick around. If you're tuned in right now, it's not over yet. Stay tuned in because you don't want to miss the end of this, even if Hedgesville were to sweep. Could be a really exciting sweep.
Could be.
As it has been so far. I really feel like Martinsburg's played pretty tough at times and has been, close to making this a much closer match, but just haven't done some of the little things, whether it be serve receive or just some hitting errors. In set one, they had a lot of mental errors. The good thing about set two, that wasn't so much the case. That it was more so just missed hits, which I feel like you'll take more than mental errors. It's a lot like in football when you have like a holding penalty, that's frustrating. But if you have a holding penalty, it's still frustrating, but it's like at least they were blocking or trying to make a block. But if you have like a false start, it's like you got to know the count kind of thing.
And we start off set three with the serve for Martinsburg's Skylar Bishop as Gracie Brown now hits it over the block to the Bulldogs side from Hedgesville. Villa trying to get the point for Martinsburg but can't do so as Gracie Brown gets it for Hedgesville instead to start off set three. So it's 1-0 Hedgesville. It's on to serve for the Eagles. Will be Alexa Smith. Smith serves to Martinsburg. Goes to Sifford. Sent by Bishop for Mosby. And it's in. She doesn't know, but it was in. It was in. Thank you.
I mean, if it hits the official, is it like...
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're right on the corner, you should know if it hits you. Probably in, but she did the right thing. She kind of didn't see it, so you got to say that.
Hey, honesty.
So 1-1.
Pass it on.
The best policy is what I was trying to say there. Sykes. Brown blocks. Smith keeps it alive. Let's see if they feed her again. No, this time they go to Ware, switching sides. But Martinsburg was ready for it. Sifford. Bishop, overpass. Villa blocked by Ware and Winston. Ware. Deep attack.
The
Villa
Martinsburg fans are returning.
sends that deep. And that's in. Point Hedgesville. That was close. Rhodes realized that she wasn't there. Was hoping it was going out, but it didn't. It's now 2-1 Hedgesville.
They just went to get a snack or something.
Some water. Got to stay hydrated for the game tomorrow. As
buddy system.
Peyton Kaufman waving over to us. Bulldogs center.
Did you wave back?
No.
That's rude.
Tomorrow. Villa. You didn't wave back.
I didn't see him wave.
Martinsburg.
I was looking at you.
At 2-2.
So that's your fault.
We're tied up at 2. On to serve for the Bulldogs is Avery Sifford. Sifford serves it a low line drive to Brown. It's now Parker Sutherland. And that right at sign. Villa gives the lead to Martinsburg. It's now 3-2.
Villa continues to impress.
Vicious Villa.
Vicious, yeah.
Avery Sifford to serve again. Has to retrieve the ball as it bounced over. Sifford serve. Brown chasing after it. It's Sykes, and a free ball sent over deep into the Bulldogs side. Strovel. Gracie Brown. She does it again. We're tied at 3.
Miss Hedgesville, Gracie Brown.
The Slayer of all.
Slayer. She's also Miss Hedgesville because she's a three-sport athlete.
We're tied up at 3 in set 3.
I guess we'll just stick to her volleyball nickname. Slay.
As Brown now serves.
See if she slays this one.
Goes to Sifford. Bishop. Back to Sign. Sign overhits it. It's a point for Hedgesville to make it 4-3. It's Brown on to serve. Sign. Bishop. DeWater DeLauder can't keep that one in play. It's another point for Hedgesville. And that makes it 5-3.
Yeah, it was a good dig from Martinsburg, but they couldn't finish the job.
Brown off the tape. Bishop dumps it over, tries to catch Hedgesville off guard, and does. And that's a point for Martinsburg to make it 5-4.
It seems like Hedgesville, after they had that serve, I feel like they kind of just felt like Martinsburg wasn't going to be able to get it over and didn't really move and react. And then when Martinsburg did get it over, it kind of surprised them a little bit.
Zittel serve off the tape to Ware. Brown. Now free ball sent by Bishop. Sifford for Zittel to Villa. Villa gets blocked. It rides the tape, goes to Skylar Bishop. Again back to Villa. Villa this time just hits it over.
Yeah, it wasn't as vicious, but it was effective.
And Gracie Brown floats that one, and it lands right into the middle of Martinsburg. Point Hedgesville to make it 6-4. As Ware on to serve. Ware serve. Out of play, point Martinsburg to make it 6-5.
Yeah, another one going out from Ware. Her last serve also went too far.
Villa now to serve for Martinsburg, down by 1 at 6-5 Hedgesville. That goes to Brown. Sykes for Emmy Bishop. Goes to Avery Sifford. Zittel for Rhodes. Beautiful play there by Sykes. Free ball. Zittel. Rhodes is roofed by Sutherland. 7-5 Hedgesville.
It just seems like Hedgesville's won the plays at the net a lot tonight, whether it be from Brown or Sutherland or Bishop. They just have kind of imposed their will on Martinsburg.
Sykes serve. Villa, Zittel for Skylar Bishop. Over the block of her sister, Emmy Bishop, as well as Winston. Winston gets that to Zittel. Second meeting between the sisters. That off the tape, though, of Skylar Bishop. So it's a point for Hedgesville. Make it 8-5.
Bishop on Bishop.
Yeah, Skylar wanted to get revenge on her sister after a few sets ago, but just went into the net as Sykes serves again for Hedgesville, and it's out. Point Martinsburg to make it 8-6.
Yeah, they both had their fair share of moments in the match, but when it's been the two meeting, it seems like Emmy's kind of won.
Strovel to Emmy Bishop, and that's going to be a free ball now to Martinsburg's side. Zittel sets it up for Mosby. Mosby gets the point for Martinsburg to make it 8-7.
I like that from Mosby that time. She went up, she recognized the defense and where she had a hole to place the ball and found it.
Strovel to serve again. Emmy Bishop blocked by Mosby, and it's a point to tie things up at 8 as Mosby and Skylar Bishop went up for that one. And we're all tied up now in set 3.
It's still pretty early in the set, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hedgesville's at least thinking about the timeout here.
Gracie Brown says not so fast as Martinsburg. Mosby taps that one over. Free ball. Can Martinsburg capitalize and take the lead? Rhodes, no. She goes into the net. Point Hedgesville. They now lead 9-8.
Yeah, missed time there. Looked like either it wasn't the best set or Rhodes was out of position, whatever the case may be. And that allows Hedgesville to get another point here, regain the lead, and we'll see if they can go on a run like they have consistently throughout the match.
Cedars to serve. Rhodes. Zittel back to Rhodes. Over the block and gets the point for Martinsburg. We're tied back up. It's now 9-9.
So I don't think Martinsburg's had a lead since maybe early in set 1, if at all.
Not sure. It has been a while. That's for sure. Skylar Bishop to serve. That has to be hit backwards because it was close to the net, and wow. Luck on Hedgesville's side there as Delaney Cedars had to go back, just sent the free ball. It goes off the tape of the net and falls down for a point for Hedgesville. Make it 10-9.
You and your luck, Colin.
I mean, what else can you say that was?
Delaney Cedars is a soapbox champion.
That's true.
She knows what she's doing out there.
I apologize, Delaney Cedars, but so does Ellie Mosby, and we're tied up at 10.
No reason to apologize.
Okay.
Good play there by Mosby. Again, we're tied. Can Martinsburg take a lead here? Yeah, get some momentum because they haven't really done that too often, like I said, or at all tonight.
Rhodes, the Brown. Smith calls off her teammate, and Gracie Brown gives the lead back to Hedgesville at 11-10 now.
Yeah, almost a misplay by Hedgesville, but they recover and end up getting a point.
So now entering, I believe, is the other Sykes. Jillian Sykes, I believe that is.
Addison.
No, that's 16. Addison's 15. Right? I believe that's a 1-6.
Is that a 6 or is that a 5?
Yeah, because that's 1-5 on the bench, so that's Jillian, her sister. Because that was a point for Hedgesville and make it 12-10.
I apologize.
Yep. She wears 13 in JV, but 16 in varsity. And that goes over Sykes. It's a point for Martinsburg at 12-11. I know we don't have it here, but I remember from Tuesday.
Well, there you go, Colin. That's why you're the man. I shouldn't question you.
You're the volleyball expert, though.
Well, of course, but you're the volleyball play-by-play.
Serve now at 12-11. And it's about to be 12-12 as had an ace for Martinsburg.
For a second, I thought maybe you called it too early and Hedgesville was going to somehow get that over.
I was about to say, wait a second. Can't forget, Hedgesville has luck on their side.
A few times tonight, yeah.
But it's 12-12. Sifford. Sykes, the wear off the block. Martinsburg take the lead. No. Hedgesville keeps control. It's now 13-12. No matter how close Martinsburg gets, they have not been able to take the lead.
Yeah.
But they're staying in set 3.
I mean, this has been, at least from a scoreboard perspective, their best set so far. This is the longest they've kept with the Eagles.
Brown to serve. It goes to Sifford. Bishop. Strovel at the net is blocked by Sutherland and Emmy Bishop. Another point for Hedgesville. It's now 14-12. Mike Nelson, the head coach of Martinsburg, will call a timeout. Let's take it with him. A 30-second break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
It's the excitement of NCAA Division II football on TV 10 featuring the Shepherd University Rams.
Morgan play action pass from his own end zone again. Throws that pump fake looking deep for Dorner. What a grab! Cam Dorner. You didn't get Moss, Malcolm Johnson. You got Dorner.
Join us this Saturday, September 16th for Shepherd Rams football as the Rams are fired up to face the Vulcans. Pre-game coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with kickoff set for noon on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. A shout out to Dylan Bishop for correcting us from earlier. Nick?
Yeah, Martinsburg did hold an early 3-2 lead, but still, I mean, they haven't really held on to those leads for very long when they have had them, and they've been very early in the match. Or in the set, I should say, where it hasn't been like you really felt like Martinsburg took control at any point.
It's 14-12 Hedgesville right now in the lead of set 3. Up 2-0 over Martinsburg as Gracie Brown hits that one into the net and gives the point after Martinsburg's timeout to the Bulldogs.
Well, like we said, Dylan
14-13.
Bishop, you know, one of the best in the EPAC, Eastern Panhandle. So,
yeah,
we appreciate him keeping us on our toes and making sure that we are giving out the correct information here. But 14-13, again, opportunity for Martinsburg.
Zittel serve. Sykes. The free ball sent by Emmy Bishop. Sifford. Zittel sends it for Villa. Villa hits that one too hard and out of play to make it 15-13 Hedgesville. So on to serve now is Jayana Ware for the Eagles. Off the tape, Zittel, the Strovel, and it's in, point Martinsburg. We're now at 15-14. Villa, after getting the point, will serve.
I mean, this has been the set that it seemed like Martinsburg could have had throughout the match, but Hedgesville so far has dominated.
And that's a Martinsburg ace. We're now tied at 15.
There's nobody really moving. Gracie Brown sometimes has had to, put her body on the line when I'm not certain if that's necessarily supposed to be where or somebody else is supposed to play that.
Villa off the tape. Brown has to go down and get that one. It's now Emmy Bishop
Good swing
over her sister and gets the point.
That was great placement from Bishop. Typically you're going opposite side, but she goes to the same side that she was playing from to get the point.
Freshman makes it 16-15 Hedgesville. Sykes to serve. Serves it to Sifford. Villa over for Rhodes, and Rhodes sends Demi Bishop. Sykes behind her. That was Jennings. This time it's Skylar Bishop from Martinsburg off the block. Sykes in the middle. And that's a point for Martinsburg. We're now knotted up at 16.
Back and forth we go, Colin, here in set 3. Neither team has been able to pull away.
Strovel, though, hits that one into the net, and you can see she's frustrated in herself. That gives the point to Hedgesville, who now leads 17-16.
Yeah, that hurts if you're Martinsburg, because at any moment it seems like if one of these two teams are going to take over, it would be Hedgesville.
Cedars to Villa. Zittel for Rhodes. Cedars. Brown. Beautiful play by Villa. Just absorbed that, but now a free ball sent over. Do they feed Brown again? They do. And Villa again! Mosby, but it doesn't matter. Hedgesville gets the point. But what a job by Villa, just getting low, keeping that ball in front of her, in between her body, and keeping it alive for the Bulldogs.
She's been excellent. It's just been, it seems like every play, we're talking about something she did.
And they say that one hit the antenna. It was in, but it hit the antenna, so that's a point for Hedgesville. It's now 19-16.
Yeah, I think originally they might have been giving the point to Martinsburg, but overruled.
The line judge said it hit the antenna as Cedars now serves, and that's over and out. Point Martinsburg. It's now 19-17.
Yeah, coach was saying that as well, and then ended up being an agreement from our down official.
On to serve, Skylar Bishop.
See if she can be the one to get a Martinsburg run going.
Villa, Mosby, Smith, Sykes for Gracie Brown. Again, Villa. And again, not that time around for Mosby.
Villa stood in there and taken these great swings from both Brown and Sutherland, and she's been playing them as well as she can, but
it's 20-17 Hedgesville now.
It just keeps coming from Hedgesville.
Mosby hits it out. Things seems like might be falling apart now as Martinsburg uses its final timeout. It's 21-17 in set number 3. Let's keep it here as we are 4 points away from Hedgesville getting the sweep over Martinsburg. This is definitely, in my opinion, the best set we've seen from Martinsburg, though, it seems like, at least from a score competitiveness.
Yeah, I mean, they're in this set, but it still may end up being a pretty similar score, depending on how you finish out the set. So it's been a match where Martinsburg has fought, and you feel like they've gotten better at times. And this match may be the match that makes them a lot better moving forward, but there's just so much firepower, it seems like, on the Hedgesville side, and whether it be Brown or Sutherland or Ware, Bishop, and they work really well together. And I feel like this Martinsburg team is still kind of learning, still kind of getting consistent play. They've played in less matches this year, so that plays a factor. And Hedgesville has had the upper hand in this series over the last few years, so you're not really surprised by this, but I do think that both teams have played hard, and this has been a good final set for Martinsburg.
Villa to Smith, Sykes into the middle, and that's blocked by Mosby. As going up and trying to get the point, it looked like was Chloe Hudson, but Mosby was waiting for it. It's a point for Martinsburg. It's now 21-18. Hedgesville still in the lead. Rhodes to serve for Martinsburg. Sykes sets it for Hedgesville to Gracie Brown. Brown goes over the block. Villa through the block, off the hands of Delaney Cedars. And that's another point for the Bulldogs. It's now 21-19.
Well, if you can at least get to 20 points for the first time tonight for Martinsburg, that's another thing where you feel pretty good. And as long as they stick around and Hedgesville doesn't finish them off, anything can happen.
Cedar sends that one towards the rafters. It's Brown now. Gets to Villa. That's DeWater, but DeWater gets blocked. But it stayed on Hedgesville's side as it falls in front of Hudson. That's another point for Martinsburg, and here we go. It's 21-20. Timeout Hedgesville. We'll step aside for a 30-second break. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Again, back in 30 seconds.
It's the excitement of NCAA Division II football on TV 10 featuring the Shepherd University Rams.
Morgan play action pass from his own end zone again. Throws that pump fake, looking deep for Dorner. What a grab! Cam Dorner. You didn't get Moss, Malcolm Johnson. You got Dorner.
Join us this Saturday, September 16th for Shepherd Rams footballs. The Rams are fired up to face the Vulcans. Pre-game coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with kickoff set for noon on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Back to a tense Martinsburg Fieldhouse. It's Hedgesville in the lead, 21-20 in set number 3, trying to get the sweep over Martinsburg, but Martinsburg with the serve trying to come back and force a set 4. But Gracie Brown sends it over to Sifford. Bishop to DeWater. Sykes for Cedars, back to Gracie Brown. Bishop. Villa to tie things up. Can't do so just yet. Hedgesville to Ware, off the block. And here we go, back and forth. Villa again. Sees the space. But Hedgesville keeps things alive. Again, Villa. Off block. Brown. No. Point Martinsburg, and we're tied at 21.
Yeah, she went over. It has felt like Hedgesville was going to pull away in this set so many times, and even when they had their biggest lead, or one of their bigger leads this set at 21-17, Martinsburg's just refused to back down. They don't want to go home quite yet.
Rhodes, though, over serves. Point Hedgesville. It's now 22-21.
But even though they've been able to tie it up, and I know they had the lead early, they just haven't taken a lead really in a significant part of the match yet.
Serving for Hedgesville leaves Chloe Hudson. Bishop to Villa. And again, it's out. Point Hedgesville. They now lead 23-21.
Yeah, some big mistakes from Martinsburg here late could cost them, depending on how Hedgesville can execute.
My apologies. I keep getting... That 6 is tough. That's Sykes. And Sykes gets the ace. And here we go. Hedgesville 1 point away from game, set, match. It's Jillian Sykes, the one that's been serving. Sykes. Sifford. Bishop for Mosby. And Mosby says, we're not done yet. Point Martinsburg to make it 24-22. But Martinsburg has to be mistake-free if they want to stay alive.
Yeah. I mean, this is a huge moment in this match.
And it's in the hands of Avery Sifford.
We'll see what she can do.
Sifford to serve. Goes to Gracie Brown. Sykes for Brown for the win.
No.
Too hard, out of play. Point Martinsburg. It's now 24-23. Sifford to serve again for the Bulldogs. It's 24-23 Hedgesville. The serve. Too far, Hedgesville wins. 25-23. They get the victory and set 3 and sweep the Bulldogs in the field house. They improve to 10-3-1. Martinsburg falls to 4-4-1. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, and come back and have our post-game show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back again in 2 minutes.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as the Hedgesville Eagles sweep Martinsburg 3-0 in varsity play. Set 1, 25-15. Set 2, 25-17. Set 3, 25-23. All Hedgesville victories over the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop back at the studio, and both teams fought hard, played very well for the most part, it seemed like, but Hedgesville just a better team overall and was able to pull out the freshman, JV, and varsity wins.
Yeah, early in set 1, Martinsburg had a few mental errors where either they didn't line up right or just gave a lot of free points to Hedgesville. They obviously had a few service errors and missed hits throughout the match, but they really cut down on those mental errors, and then we saw in set 3 that this team can compete with Hedgesville. Now, it was only one set. They ultimately end up losing. But I think from Martinsburg's perspective, that's a real positive. From the Hedgesville perspective, at times they look the best we've seen them look on TV 10 this year. So I think they got to walk away from this match feeling really good, especially because they didn't really feel great about how they played on Tuesday. I think for the most part, they're going to feel better about this one and continue to be, again, until somebody really consistently can knock off these Musselman Hedgesville teams. We feel pretty good about them in terms of their chances to go far in the postseason. So Definitely, a good match. We saw some great efforts on both sides. I thought Villa played really hard for Martinsburg, had a lot of nice hits. And on the Hedgesville side, I thought Sutherland and Gracie Brown were really impressive. But really, the full team effort for both these teams I thought was good. Those were just kind of the players that stood out to me.
All right, that'll wrap things up here from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Our next volleyball matches will be, I believe, next week, Tuesday and Thursday. You got Martinsburg at Musselman and Hedgesville at Jefferson next week. Tomorrow we have some high school football for you here at Martinsburg. Pre-game coverage at 6, kickoff at 7 as the Bulldogs host the H.D. Woodson Warriors. Then on Saturday, Nick and company will head up to California. Pennsylvania, though, not the state.
We're not going to the Wild Wild West.
You're not going to the Wild Wild West. State that's untouchable like?
Whatever they say.
Elliott Ness.
Yeah, I just didn't know what they said. I didn't want to mess
Better
it up.
luck next time. Well, maybe you'll learn it, Cal.
That's what I was going for, but I just...
Pre-game at 11:30, kickoff at noon.
Yeah. I like how I've now gotten to the point where it's Nick and company.
Nick and Travis.
No,
Dylan.
They're just company.
Company?
I'm the star of the show, baby.
Okay, I apologize for trying to give everybody else credit. But, again, for Dylan Bishop, Nick Versalini, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. This has been West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
That concludes tonight's coverage of West Virginia High School Volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage was brought to you by the Muriach Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Rock's Local Markets, Parsons Ford, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Bechtel Jewelers, CMA Honda of Winchester, Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Orsini's Home Store, the Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Modern Realty Results, and the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Keep it tuned to TV 10 for all your local high school